Hi guys, I am back with you today with another Project Life spread. This time I am throwing it back to January of 2018. I decided to go back and document all of the prior years since my daughters were born, so that would have started in 2012, which seems like a really daunting task, but as you can see, on this spread, these are all the photos that I have from January, which is kind of sad. I mean, I've got other pictures, but these really just kind of capture the moments from January. And that's one of the things that I like about doing Project Life this year, week by week, is it's forcing me to take pictures of our everyday life because as you can see here, I didn't take many pictures in January. I think I was kind of burnt out from doing December daily, and there honestly wasn't a whole lot going on in January, so I just didn't have many photos. But that will change, and I'll continue to work on this album this year, so you'll see there's other months that are very picture heavy just because we had a lot of stuff going on. So I'm not worried about it. If I have just one full 12 by 12 pocket page for a month, it really does not bother me. So I've decided to use some of my Paige Evans supplies for this layout because they are beautiful. So I've just cut down one of the cut apart sheets. I don't remember which collection that was from. It might have been, what was that one with the book theme? Turn the Page. The cut aparts on the back side are gorgeous, and when I was looking at the card that I had cut down to use for my title card, I was a little bit sad because I love what's on the back of it, but it's okay. I really liked the pink, sort of like a faded. It was not really an ombre, but it kind of fades from lighter to darker on that page. So then I just used two 3x4 cards from a cut apart sheet from the Pick Me Up collection. One says, I think, Home Sweet Home, and the other one is Life is Good, something like that. And I was playing with the idea of just using this card that I think is from Ellie's Studio that says some of my favorite moments, just to do some journaling, but I end up swapping that one out just to do like a 4x6 filler card because I didn't really have a lot to journal. That top photo of the plane wing was taken when we were on our way home. I think it was January 2nd of 2018. My husband and I had taken a trip over New Year's to California. So we had come home on the 2nd, a photo of myself, not a good one, but I want to include pictures of me in the albums because, you know, I'm a part of the family too. After we had gotten back, we had gone out to dinner with my parents, and my daughter was just snapping pictures as she does sometimes with my phone. And then there's a picture of my husband and our dog that we no longer have, Goldie. And then a photo of my daughter, and actually it's both of them, but I don't remember now if my oldest was supposed to be in that performance. There was just a performance at their daycare that my husband and I went to. I'm using the term performance very loosely because it was very informal. Everybody just crowded into the classroom and watched them sing a couple of songs, and it was not a very structured performance, and most of the kids didn't act like they even knew what was going on, so I don't think they were prepared very well for it anyway. But I've got a picture from that performance. So I'm going to start by working on this title card. Just trying to figure out what I want to do here. I'm going to be honest, I struggled a little bit because so far I've, been using my Felicity Jane kit to do my 2019 Project Life. So I felt a little bit out of sorts sitting down to do this one because I didn't really have a plan, and I had a lot of bits and pieces from several Paige Evans collections, which I love, but I didn't really know what in the heck I was doing. So I've pulled in my Felicity Jane Scripty month stamp. And then if you watched, I think my second haul video that I put up last weekend, I picked up some Paige Evans alpha stamps. So I'm going to use the Felicity Jane stamp set to just stamp January, and then I will use that Paige Evans alpha stamp to stamp 2018, and that's just all I'm going to put on my title card. So I'm just trying to fiddle with those numbers, make sure that they were lined up pretty good. I'm not trying to be a perfectionist, but I didn't want them to just kind of be all wonky. And Paige Evans collections, they are another one. I don't know what it is about Maggie Holmes and Paige Evans, but when I pull out my supplies to work on a layout, I just struggle so much to use them because they're gorgeous. And once I use it, it's gone forever. I mean, it's not, because I can look at it in my book, hello, but it's not there for me to use again. And these chipboard stickers are also from the Pick Me Up collection, and I actually only end up using one floral piece, that one. And then I think I used all of the tiny gold hearts, and that's all that I used. So I'm just trying to figure out what I'm doing here. But I decided that if I just put that floral chipboard on there and then do my January 2018 stamp, it's just going to be a little bit too plain. So I'm going to pull in one of my doilies, and I'm going to use that for the base. So I'm going to stick it down right in the middle so that it's overhanging that bottom edge. And using my VersaFine ink, I'm going to just stamp directly on the doily. And it actually stamps out really, really well. The doilies that I use, I don't know what brand they are. I think if I search Amazon for Cambridge doily, whatever pulls up is what I typically order. I had ordered a pack of them, and I still have many, many left. There's 3 different sizes. I don't know what the inches are, so I just am going to call them small, medium, and large. So this is one of the medium doilies. So there, I've stamped out January, and you can see it just looks perfect. Cleaning off my stamps. I need to get my Lawn Fawn stamp chamois out and give that thing a go. I think I'm just hesitant because I sit down to do my scrapbooking or my spreads or layouts or whatever, and I want to get started, and I don't know that everybody that I've seen using that chamois is using it dry, but the instructions that came with it call for it to be damp. So I get involved in what I'm doing, and then I just forget to kind of dampen that chamois and have it ready. I will get it out one of these days. So as you can see, the 2018 is not perfect by any means, but it is aligned good enough for me. So I'm going to go ahead and put all this stuff up and out of my way. I need to finish up, and in the first haul video that I posted, I had gotten some sequins in from Serena B. I need to finish doing the shaker pockets for both my December daily and my October album that I have, so that I can just get those 2 things put up and out of the way, because they're kind of crowding me on my desk at the moment. So I'm just going to put some adhesive on that doily behind the chipboard sticker so that you don't see the adhesive. Just get that where I want it. And then I'm just going to trim off that edge. So you'll see there the back of that card is actually a 4x6. that is gorgeous, but I like the way my title card turned out, so I can't be too upset with myself. So I was just thinking if there's anything else that I wanted to add to it. It felt a little bit plain, but looking at it now, I really like the way that it turned out. So now I'm going to work on that 4x6 taken from the plane when we were on our way back from California. Looking to see if there's any sentiments on that chipboard sheet that will work, and there really isn't. I know I have some, not a lot, but some travel items, and it might have been good to just hold off until the Horizon collection came out, now that I'm thinking about it, because there is a lot of travel stuff in there that could have worked, but that's okay. I'm working on 2018 this week because I didn't have any photos printed to continue 2019, so I did place a persnickety prints order to get, I think, 3 more weeks worth of 2019 photos, and then I went ahead and, while I was ordering, printed up a bunch for my 2018 album as well. So I'm going to end up using a heart ephemera from the Pick Me Up collection, and I'm going to layer on top of that one of these stamps from Ellie Studio. I think it says on this date, and then it's just got a little box there for some journaling. So I'm going to layer that heart, and I'm going to stamp the stamp onto just some white cardstock. And I'm going to fussy cut it out and then just add a little bit of journaling. I didn't feel the need to document this trip in the project life itself because most of the trip wasn't actually in January, since we came back on January 2nd. But I did create a little mini album documenting that trip, which I actually did film a process video for. So if you guys are interested in looking at that, there is a video that you can watch that shows creation of that little mini album. So I'm just gonna fussy cut it out, add some simple journaling, and then I'm gonna stick those things down. I have a ton of Paige Evans stuff on my desk, and I was kind of surprised because I thought I had more. So I actually spent about 15 minutes just roaming around my craft room trying to find the rest of whatever my brain was telling me that I had, and I didn't find anything else. So this might be all that I do have. Which I know you can't see the stack of it, but it's a bunch of stuff. So I'm just going to use my Tombow tape runner. And I'll adhere that heart down just so that it overhangs that left edge of the photo slightly. And then I'll just stick that little journaling tag or label right on top there, just like that. I love that trip. My husband and I had a really good time. And then I will layer on one of these Amy Tangerine. It's not a puffy heart, it's an epoxy heart. And of course, halfway as I pull it out of the package, that flap with the tape came down and stuck right on that row of yellow hearts and lifted them all off of the piece of acetate. I was slightly annoyed. And that one's done. So then I'm going to be really simple with this photo of myself. I'm just going to put a piece of ephemera on that says busy but blessed. I'm going to add a couple of staples and then trim off the small bit that is overhanging. While we didn't have a whole lot that was going on that month, from a personal life perspective, it actually was a really busy time with work. So it's kind of nice to be able to slow down and just take a minute to enjoy family. So then that other filler card, I just kept it simple and put a gold foiled chipboard heart. And then on this photo of my husband with the puppy, I just added on a piece of ephemera, like "this makes me so happy," or I forgot what it said now. Something to that effect. So I'm going to overhang it because it was quite large and trim off that bottom edge. And then I thought about adding something else to it and then decided that it was good the way that it was. And then again, on this filler card that says "Life is Good," I am just going to add, I think, 2 gold foil hearts, one up layered on top of that butterfly and then one down towards the bottom. And that one's done. And then on this photo, I had already decided that I was going to add this piece of ephemera that says "Wonderful." So I'm just going to staple it down out of frame. Sorry about that. And I thought about adding one of those epoxy hearts, but I couldn't decide which color, so decided not to. So here's where I start contemplating what I'm going to do about that that last card that I had, because I really didn't know what I wanted to do at this moment. I didn't feel like journaling. There really wasn't a story to tell. So what I'm going to do is that same print that I used for the title card, I'm going to use the other 4x6 piece that I had left, and I'm going to layer on top of it just some white cardstock and make another filler card, like I said. And I'm going to use this strip from the Pick Me Up cut apart sheet that says "Living on the Bright Side of Life." So at first I was going to just do a white 4x6, but it looked a little bit plain. So I ended up cutting that 4x6 down, I think 1/4 of an inch maybe, from the top and the side, just so some of that gorgeous pink pattern paper peeks through, kind of as a frame around all the sides. And then I'm going to layer on this, I think it's a moth, maybe it's a butterfly, ephemera piece that matches kind of the rest of the cards that I got going on. So I'm just checking with all of my other cards and the rest of the layout to see, does the white look good, or should I add in that frame? And I decided to add in the frame. So yep, I chopped off just 1/4 inch from 2 of the sides, and that allows just enough of that pink to come through to kind of, I don't know, it kind of finished that card off. That's how I felt. So I'm going to go ahead and stick that down. Make sure it's nice and even. And then I'm just going to adhere those strips I chopped down. Obviously that strip was a full 12-inch strip, so it was too long. So I just chopped it into 3 pieces, and I'm layering them on wonky because I just didn't, I liked the look of that better than putting them all on straight. I don't know. And then I'm going to pop that moth or butterfly up with some foam dots. It just brings in a little bit of gold from those gold chipboard stickers that I've used on a couple other cards. I wanted to add one of those up onto that title card, but that one that I just stuck down is actually the very last one that I have. So this is my layout for January 2018. Not a whole lot of pictures, but hey, I documented the month, right? I guess. So I'm going to continue to work on this album, and I'll go back a few more years and document as well, but I'll take you along that journey with me. Hope you enjoyed it, and I'll be back next weekend with more 2019 using my Lindsay kit. See you guys later. Bye.